So hello, everyone. Welcome to the BEwell Hub, a space for coaches, entrepreneurs, and growth-oriented individuals to inspire and support each other on the journey to success and well-being. Okay, today's webinar is entitled Magnetizing Success, the Law of Attraction in Business and in Life. This is the take from the book that was written by Rhonda Byron, The Secret, and it's also a film. And it talks about the mindset and the visualization of success and what we want in life. So, Stephen, I don't know, do you want to just run some questions over?
I'll just go ahead and ask everyone. I'll go ahead and ask everyone what what is your experience with this concept, or what is your expectation out of today? And I'll kind of start first. I've loved this concept of manifestation, as because it's like sometimes the things that we think about can actually come true. And so in my own life, I've had some dramatic things happen. But even here recently, it's like I've switched my mindset of trying to be successful, and I just wanted to learn from successful people. And I'm finding myself now surrounded by highly successful people. And what's strange about that is it's elevating my game just being in that circle. So that's my experience. It's like the things that we think about tend to happen. And it's like it's this idea of, be intentional with your thoughts. Where are you placing your focus? So that's my experience. What I'd like to get out of today is not only connection, but to learn a little bit and to find out how we can use this practically. Leonor, what is your expectation? What's your experience with this topic?
I have a bit of mixed feelings with the word manifestation. I guess it's because of all the woo-woo things that I see on certain social media channels. But I do understand this concept of thinking about something, putting your focus on that something, and then actually that something, when we put intentional effort on it, it ends up happening. But you need to put the effort. And this is where I have my issue with the word manifestation, is that a lot of people makes us believe that how you think and it comes to you without you showing up. Because I do believe that you need to show up and you need to work, because it's from there that you learn and you grow as a person. So, and my expectations for today is to learn a bit more about manifestation and what it means in the context of business and life.
I love that. The term that I use within my group is woo I can do, because some people's woo is just too much. So I love that. Debbie, what's your experience and your expectation out of what you'd like to get out of today?
Good question, Stephen. I used to think it was just woo-woo. It was a lot of how are you going to capture gullible people, and then I started putting it into other words that I had heard earlier. It's like what you focus on grows, and where you put the energy, that's where the energy flows. And that's when it started to connect that. So the law of attraction for me is not about something like that. Rather, it's about as Leonor was saying, that you have to do something for it. But if you're not aware of it to begin with, then you can't change something. We don't know what we don't know. So if we start to invest in something and start to put our energy into something, that is when I think you start being open to receiving things that are coming in your direction, because you've become aware of it. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Well, welcome, Annie. I was just asking while Gary was coordinating just what everyone was expecting and their experience with this. And we have David to go yet, and Gary.
I just want to introduce Yanni, and then we can sort of, we've started the discussion around the law of attraction, Yanni. So you're the expert, let's say. So we're just throwing some ideas around. Just what do we think of the law of attraction? Is it hard work? Is it like attracting like, and that kind of thing? So let me introduce Yanni. Yanni, I think your surname. Let me say the surname right. Charalambous.
Perfect. Thank
More or
you.
less. Yanni's been coaching for 7 years. He helps professionals use their minds to clear subconscious blocks and guide their vision through the law of attraction and life coaching. One of his mantras is letting go of limiting beliefs, find inner peace, attract new possibilities, connect with your super conscious mind. So welcome to the BEwell Hub series, Yanni.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've got a good group of people here, so we just want some light on the subject. And is it some a woo-woo, law of attraction? People are just trying to sell us something. I know after the film The Secret, a lot of this took off, so perhaps you can throw some light into the subject, and then we'll have an open sort of forum here, asking questions, and that's okay with you.
Sure, that's fine. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, definitely. The Secret was my experience of finding positive mindset, because I never knew about positive mindset, and I grew up in a very negative environment of anger, sadness, fear. My parents always having a go and arguing, so I had a lot of trauma in my life growing up, and experienced a lot before I turned 30. So a lot of my life was all about negative mindset, negative mind programming. And someone introduced me to The Secret when I was working. They said, watch this video, this is going to change your life. It's all about how you can visualize your goals and change your mindset. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, that is, you can actually do that. And yeah, it's all in the mindset. It's all in the subconscious programming. Everything we do is all in the subconscious programming of what we want to attract, why we're not attracting what we want to attract, any intentions and goals and situations. It's all the mind programming. And part of the clearing the mind I offer also is I teach Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian clearing method, which means to make right in the mind. And it's all about the past memories, anything that our family, relatives, and ancestors have brought into the subconscious mind, we've brought into this world. And a lot of people, when it comes to intentions, it's all about the energy, it's all about the flow. However, it's all about the subconscious mind, I believe. The mind's programming, DNA, family beliefs, habits, everything, memories stuck. And that's why a lot of people get stuck in attracting what they want to attract, because of the mind program. It's the memory replaying over and over again in the subconscious mind. Unless we let go of the memory we're holding on, we'll keep repeating the same cycle over and over again. And hence why people stay stuck in their lives in certain situations.
So a question could be like, if I have negative thoughts, am I attracting negativity into my life? Or
no, I mean, what it is, it's being aware. Once you're aware that you can let go of those thoughts. It's only if you attach those thoughts and attach those negative thoughts and hold on and use the emotions as well. So when we attach the thoughts and emotions, then that triggers the energy. And if we constantly think about and analyze the negativity, we do attract the negativity. So it's all about the mind programming. It's being aware. Once you're aware, you can let go and shift the mindset, positive thoughts, and shift or let go of thoughts completely as well. So
there was a question before. I think Leonore had this question. She was saying about. I think that if I understood that correctly, is it enough just to visualize and just say, I'm visualizing money and it's going to come to me? Is that enough? Or is there something else that needs to be done there?
Taking action. It's always got to be something taking action. We've always got to be use the mindset and then take action. So whatever you want to attract, if there's certain goals and intentions, then you want to take action. Depending what you want to attract and your goals, you've got to keep moving forwards by taking the action steps as well. So when you combine everything with the mind and the action steps, you're in alignment. And as long as you're in that frequency of wanting the specific intention, then yes. However, yeah, you can still visualize the goals. However, it's also being aware that when things do come into your life and okay, this is happening, this is coming in because it's linked and connected with the vision that you've stated, then you've got to take action as well. Otherwise, it's like you've created something and without taking action, then the energy has just gone.
I think we've all probably done it, or we've actually come across people who've done it, is when you're trying to find a car parking space. You know, some people are convinced that they're able to just think about it, drive into the town, and they'll find a space. How does that work? What are you doing to actually take, what action are you taking if you're visualizing the space and you're driving? And so people say, I just drive around and I'm going to find a space. And I think, oh, okay.
It's
Is
the,
that how
the energies. Yeah, it's the energies. It's the mind program. It's everything we state as well in the subconscious mind. And if we state, usually we're going to find this space and we believe it with so much emotion, with positivity, then usually we do attract it. If you state you're unable to, then again, it's you're programming the mind for negativity, and the energies and the emotions you're using as well. That's what you're going to attract as well. So it's all connected with the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts, all connected. And it's how much is your belief that you're going to find that space, and how much is your positive belief that you're going to find that space. But if you have that doubt, then again you're shifting that negative energy into that intention or whatever you're intending to manifest in that moment.
So instead of law of attraction, is there something, because it sounds really, really woo-woo, law of attraction, like, you know, what's another term that we could use that could come quite close to the law of attraction?
Yeah, manifesting your goals. Probably the closest thing. Manifesting your goals, intentions. Depending on the wording. It's just everyone's got their own belief with the wordings as well and what they believe. But probably manifesting your goals is probably, or manifesting your intentions is probably a close thing to the law of attraction.
I think Steve as well is on a very similar path to mine, because Steve has got a community as well, Global Summit community. And I think we can relate, Steve, that when I started with this BEwell, I didn't even think, you know, who would come? Am I interesting enough? Can I bring anything together? Can I put it all together? Can I connect? Can I contribute? What's my contribution? All those kind of questions that you ask. But you started off as well, Global Summit, and it's expanding, and people are coming there. And so, is this like the law of attraction? Is it just hard work? Is it self-belief? Steve, what took you along?
I wanted to add something to that because so I'm on the sensitive scale, which means that I feel within my body the emotions. I feel food. You know, I'm sensitive to the stuff going on around me. So for the longest part of my life, that was a challenge because it's like I always say you're caught on the ocean of emotion, right? You're not regulating yourself. You're not in an attention space. But if you go deep, you can be in that space. When I started the group, I started noticing that there was kind of like an energy or a feel, and I was very conscious in trying to keep this, and I could feel that it was fragile. And so it's this idea that we don't do things perfectly and we grow as we go along. But I was very protective of the type of person, the type of energy, trying to keep fear out of the things. And as that went, it grew. And then I realized that we could encourage it. So there's been a shift within the dynamic, like within the Wednesday Wellness series. People are speaking vulnerability, but they're speaking from a place of strength. And so there's a different type of energy there. It's a stronger energy. It's a more mature energy. And I think now it's a good time to bring other people in. So what I'm trying to say is it's noticing that. And when I talk about energy, it's just kind of a feel, but it's more of a perception. It's having the group dynamic where people are comfortable with one another. They're able to be vulnerable and exchange. But it also creates this interesting dynamic. But as we grow in this space, it's drawing people in. I mean, people are saying that thank you for the opportunity for being part of the group. And I'm going, thank you for being part of the group. Because I know we have something of value, but it's this idea of so the manifestation is having that vision, but then also being conscious of that energy. So how would you relate that to what you're speaking of?
Yeah, definitely. It's combining everything. It's combining the energy, the thoughts, emotions as well. What you want to attract, and it's being aware, and gratitude is one of the most powerful vibrational frequencies we can be on as well when we want to attract certain situations within our lives. So it's being aligned with that feeling and thoughts at the same time, and just letting go. And then what comes in, you acknowledge it, give gratitude and love and everything, and it kind of works in harmony.
I wanted to ask the question, if it's okay. So normally for someone to become aware of this kind of thing, they've been kind of, you know, smacked in the face of life, but just something has happened, big transition, and then all of a sudden you look at life a different way. What was your transition? What was the wake up that put you on this path to even be interested in this topic?
It was I had a negative mindset for years. I never knew about positive mindset. I never knew how to shift the mindset. Most of my decisions and choices were making was down to the mind program of being unaware of thoughts and emotions. So I was reacting to thoughts and emotions in a negative way. And then when someone did introduce me to the secret, that was my beginning of, okay, I can now use the power of the mind to shift the mindset. And that was the journey from then on.
हाँ क्या कह रहे
Hello, Rashmi.
डालना है डालना है
Rashmi, do you have a question? No. Okay. So we talk about you were saying before, Yanni, regarding reacting to life. So is the law of attraction something that you plan, you look ahead? Is that what it is, or is it something that spontaneously comes to you, or is it something that comes over time?
Practice. The more you practice, the more you become aware. And if you're into the subject of the law of attraction, then you become aware. You can visualize every day. You can visualize your goals, depending on the period from, they say, 17 seconds and above to transmute the energy into the universe. So it's being aware, if you have intention and goals, to use your visualizations and visualize every day. Probably in the morning and in the evening, a really good time to visualize. So.
Is there like a vision board and all that? Do you
can have a vision board, yeah, vision boards, journals, write things down, affirmations, keep repeating things over and over again to feed the energy into the subconscious mind. And vision boards, yeah, you can have a vision board as well. If you see it every day, you install the images into your subconscious mind as well on a daily basis. You visualize what you want to attract, specific things. It depends what you got on the vision board. If you want to track the same situation or something similar, it's being aware that you have something as a vision to focus on.
I have a question, if it's okay, related to this. So I have seen it in many people, and myself included. Like, I'm trying to visualize it. I'm making, let's say, the movie in my head, but there is a part of me that doesn't really believe in it. So even though I am like doing this every day, I am visualizing what I want, but this part of me doesn't believe in it. So I will not be able to manifest, or will I?
You can. It depends on the energy. It just depends on how much the belief is the energy. It's all about the energy within. How much do you believe? How much is the desire? How much you really want to attract? The belief that you will be able to attract that specific goal. So it's shifting that belief system to a positive mindset of believing that you have already achieved. People talk about the end result. Visualize that it's already manifested within, and it's already done as well. And then you create the end result in the subconscious mind, and just let go, trust, surrender in the process of the universe.
It's a big one, trust and surrender to the.
That's where I was going to go, that letting go of control might be a bit complicated.
I think there was a very interesting book called The Surrender Experiment. I don't know who wrote that. I don't know if anyone's read that. The Surrender Experiment, where you actually say yes to whatever comes your way, and see where it takes you. So maybe I'll find the author and put it in the chat. Rashmi's got a question. She's got a hand up, raised hand. Rashmi, do you want to ask a question to Yanni?
Exactly. I just wanted to add about what she was asking or talking about, that manifestation and resistance in our body. So it basically comes from the earlier programming of our emotions that become a part of our body, where we do not feel that, okay, it is going to be true for us. No matter how deeply or emotional, we affirm something or we visualize something. So that means that first thing is needed to be done with ourselves is to release that resistance within ourselves. that what is I need to stop or need to eliminate that makes this come, this, giving me this resistance. So basically, the first thing that we should start with, that I release all resistance in me towards this goal. So if we release the resistance, which is already because of the old programming, so the whatever upper thing is coming will not be able to manifest, or if it is it manifests, it will be not to that level we desire. So this is what I have, noticed, observed in myself with some of the obstacles which I was coming, even though I was doing all the things that we normally talk about to attract something in life. And with a practice, you can actually feel that yes, this is coming from your body, this resistance is coming from body, the same thing that she was talking about right now. That is my experience. I just wanted to share.
To talk about resistance in the body. Yanni, can you throw some light on that topic there?
Your resistance in the body, again, is the feelings, it's the emotions that we have relating to any specific goal or what we want to attract within, and how much, again, linking the desire and the belief within, we want to attract specific things within. And it's either, again, it's letting go and just visualizing, letting go and trusting, or again, if we have the resistance of negativity within that, we have this lack of belief within the body with a desire, then that's the energy that we send out as well.
Give us an example of the resistance the body, what resistance the body can put up.
It's the flight or fight response within. It's the nervous system, the body within. It's something that, especially if something that we've never attracted within our lives, we've never experienced it in the reality within. So if we've never experienced it within, then the body doesn't know how to react when. A lot of it, again, is probably linked to the need and the want of how much do you really want that, and when you do manifest it, how will you feel when you've actually got it in the reality world. So
any thoughts here, Debbie? Have you got anything on this? How is your law of attraction? Is it
I actually put a note in the chat that I had an aha at while Yanni was speaking, and it's a connection between CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, and DBT, dialectic behavior therapy, and law of attraction, because CBT is based on questioning your beliefs, and because that your thoughts are creating the feelings, and if you are aware of how your feelings are impacting your thoughts, you can change your behavior. And DBT is, it includes things like mindfulness and increasing your distress tolerance and things like that. So if we are looking at let's say a scientific connection between law of attraction, for me now, I just, like I had this aha just this now, and questioning and then flipping how you're thinking about something. And I think that's just one element of where, I don't know, maybe science could help to support the, up to now, from what I understand, not scientifically explained law of attraction efficacy. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah. Yanni, what do you think? Can law of attraction be explained scientifically?
there is a way, yeah. I mean, Bob Proctor talks about the science way of manifesting. Again, it's depending. I mean, I'm more kind of the spiritual side of just letting go, trusting, and using the process of the universe. So I've never really like deep into the science side of it.
Exactly. So for someone who's coming new into this topic here, they're going to be wanting some sort of steps to take, really, and that's just not visualizing. But is there anything that they could do? What would you say? Visualize, take action. What?
Journaling, yeah, journaling is a very good way. Affirmations, affirming, writing things down, repetition, keep repeating the same affirmation over and over again. And you can visualize as well with the affirmations at the same time, or just use the affirmations again with belief if you want to use belief, or just feed that into the subconscious mind and just use some high energy within that you can and believe you will attract it. So just send the vibrational frequencies out. So just repetition consistently, just feed that positive habit within.
And Steve made a point earlier on. He was talking about vulnerability. So they were talking about vulnerability in the group, but the people who were actually talking about that were already quite confident about themselves. So actually being confident, you can open yourself up to being vulnerable. It's like when you're not confident about yourself, you're very aware of being vulnerable. So my question here again is related to the law of attraction. Is it for people who are already on a positive path who can do this, whereas people who have a very low self-esteem would find it very difficult to actually attract positivity into their life? How if that's clear, how does that sound?
Yeah, I mean, shifting the mindset. If you're aware that you have a low frequency within, you have lack of confidence that you can attract, then it's just being aware and shifting the mindset, shifting the body within, letting go of whatever you're holding on within the mind, the body as well. So you can build that confidence. And once you build that confidence, then you're able to visualize clearer as well. And also the continued self-confidence. When people do have self-confidence and they attract easily, is because they just let go and just they feed the energy into the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind believes that they can attract easier because they fed that confidence within them. So it is about positivity, staying positive as much as you can, letting go as much as you can as well, and avoid probably over analyzing too much as well. Again, it comes back to trust, let go, surrender, take action with your intentions and goals that you want to manifest as well on a continued basis, and kind of being aware, okay, I want to manifest something specific, being aware of what tweaks you need to make along the way if you're still waiting, or just continue that visualization, that belief with you.
Mm-hmm. It was Steve, you got a question?
I had a question, and the question is that because we have these self-limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging behaviors, and so my question is how is this different than where we place our attention? Because we've got this wonderful thing between our ears that has this filter. And so our efforts either will support a task or go against it. And so we could say that somebody that has a negative outlook on life, they're just manifesting their crap in their life, right? Because it's like that's what they see, that's what they create. So my question is how do you tell the difference? How are you how do we separate between what is just our consistent efforts that create outcome, and then what is the idea of manifestation? What's the difference between the two?
It's probably being aware. If you're aware of the situation of what's going on within your life, if you're aware that you're attracting negative situations within your life, it's knowing that you can shift the mindset, you can use affirmations to kind of build that self-confidence within, and then just kind of being aware of what's happening within your life. If you're feeling that you are attracting negative situations, it's knowing that you can shift the mindset to kind of visualize positive thoughts, use affirmations within, build that self-confidence within, to continue that visualization, or use vision boards. And it's all about building the confidence within, but speed. Because I've experienced a lot of my negative mindset for years, and I was unaware of how to shift the mindset. But when you do have the tools to be aware that you can shift, then you can use them. So it's being aware. I think awareness is probably the key to kind of changing yourself.
Again, the word abundance, abundance, it's when you have everything, more comes to you. It's like when you're not looking for things, things come to you. How does that explain? Is that again something that needs to be? Is that a mindset, feeling that you have an abundance of money, time, friends, opportunities, and so on? How does that work with the law of attraction?
Yeah, it's all about the mind program. And if you believe that you can attract abundance, if you use the word positive affirmations with abundance in, it's being aware that you can and you will be able to attract abundance. Again, it's all about the mind program of what we feel, what we believe, what we feed into the subconscious mind.
Gary, I could add something to that too.
Yeah, take it over. Yeah.
Okay. I'm here in Texas. My granddaddy had a dairy farm, pretty good sized dairy farm, and all his cattle started dying. And they started, they did autopsies on them. They were dying from gas asphyxiation. So, oil gas company drilled out there. We ended up with the second largest natural gas field in East Texas. Thus, I grew up with a very wealthy family. So you talk about abundance. The abundance can also be very scary because when you have that abundance, a lot of people are attracted to you. But what are they attracted to? Are they attracted to you or are they attracted to your money? Let's say, okay? And so I grew up with that, and I was always afraid, I guess is the best word for it, that people like me because of my family. And so even in high school, the only time I ever went out on a date was for formal events. I never went out on real dates in high school. I didn't go out on real dates until I was in college because everybody wanted something. Now, there's something that Renato might be interested in. Because I had that stuff, we had a lot of influence. We had influence in Congress and different places. When I went out on my own and I went to the Air Force, I was lucky enough, I had leadership training and I had formal education in civil engineering and all that kind of stuff. And when I got to my main base, I had an issue. I had several issues with my commander. And he thought, well, heck, I'm the commander, I'm the boss, I can tell everybody what to do. Well, I don't think like that. I've always been concerned about people. I always like to bring people up, like to inspire people, help people feel better about themselves and stuff like that, and help them be successful. Because I found that when I'm successful, it's because I made other people successful. So that's my goal. But anyway, the commander was doing some things he shouldn't have done. I called him on him. I got disciplined. He kept going at it and went through the formal process, going through the inspector general. I got in trouble for that. But there are certain laws inside all that stuff. Anyway, the bottom line, he ended up getting fired from the United States Air Force. And so that's me standing up for myself. And back to Renato down there. You have to have the confidence that you know that what you're doing is for helping other people. The issues I had with my commander, as I saw him mistreating other people, and I wasn't going to stand for it. And so that put me in danger, but it helped everybody else because they got rid of him. And everything else went a lot better after that. But sometimes you have to just kind of go out there and you have to do it. And in the oil industry, you have wealthy days, you have not so wealthy days. Wealthy days, not so wealthy days. That's just the program. You get used to it. But on those non-wealthy days or months, years, whatever it might be, you can, if you're wise with the way you are with your money, you can still go out and help people. And when you help people, it makes them feel good, and then they become successful. And then you get to join in some of that success as well. So when you have ideas, idea for a film or for a program or something like that, jump at it. If you fail, try it again. Try a different approach to it. Because when you give up, you're not going to be successful. But when you keep trying, you will be.
So
And
let me ask a question here, David, on this. A question just about the law of attraction. Can I wish the law of attraction for someone else?
yes.
Yeah. Can I? Let me. Yanni, can take that away. I want to wish something for someone else. Is that possible?
In a positive way, yeah. If you use it in a positive way, I mean, you want to avoid any negativity. But yeah, if you want to visualize positivity for someone else, then yeah, you can visualize.
But how does that work then? Because we did say before, the law of attraction, visualization is not enough. You have to take action, right? So if I'm just visualizing well-being for Debbie or for Steve and Leonard, how would that manifest in them if I don't take action?
It's sending out the energy, sending out the thoughts and the emotions to visualize well-being for that person.
Rashmi's got a question. Rashmi, you got your hand up. Rashmi.
Yes, I have a question actually here. Like when we talk about law of attraction, visualizations, and believing in abundance, as you spoke about all the things. But what happens, whatever we are doing, sometimes we are surrounded by maybe some people where we need to manipulate them to do and to speak the words which are just opposite to our desires. Sometimes we believe, okay, there is abundance, I have lot of, I'm a richest person, wealthiest person, or I have lot of time. But due to some social constraints or your business constraints, you say to people, okay, you don't have money, you say that you don't have time. So how does it will impact negatively or something in your own journey of um, believing all these things?
Say it's the negative mind programming that we feed. We feed the energies and the thoughts and the emotions and the words and the frequencies that because every word has a frequency and the emotion attached to it. So everything that we state, we're feeding into our subconscious mind. We're feeding the energy into other people as well.
So you say that it will impact negatively to my goals, which I want to achieve through my visualizations and all that things. If I, in practical life, use negative or just opposite words of what my desire is.
If we use negative words, if we have negative frequencies and emotions attached to it, then it's about the affirmations that we use within the mind program that we want to attract.
Give us an example, Yanni, of using negative words to derail your thoughts and your desires. Give us an example.
Self-sabotage, lack of self-pity, state, and I'm unable to manifest. I will never manifest this goal. I don't believe that this will happen to me. So it's negative words. It won't, it will never happen in certain situations. So it's shifting the mindset of we can, we will, I am able, I have, it's already done, we've manifested. So it's all about shifting the words from a negative to a positive.
I just would like to give one example that I'm going for some abundance in my wealth or business growth and all that things. But there is some employee or some of my relative who ask me for money. But I say no, I don't have, I can't help you because I do not have, because I know that person is not trustworthy or something. So will it hamper my visualization, my goal of going that, because I'm using that negative word that I don't have money. I don't have that much of funds for you that I can lend money to you.
The attachments that we have, because everything is energy. So when we feed that energy to money, then it's how we relate to the energy of the communication for that identity, especially with the money as well.
So if you say that you don't have money or time or strength or whatever energy, that's your mindset. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
It's just feeding the negative mind programming with I'm unable, I can't, I'm unable, I'll never achieve it. So it's just feeding the negative energies, negative beliefs relating to that intention and that goal or that specific identity that we have that energy within, especially when it comes to money as well.
Okay. So do you want to say that even if I have money, I can give some of the bucks, $1,000 to the other person, but because that is not trustworthy, I do not want to give. So I should, that is the where, how should I explain it in a positive way rather than in a negative way?
That's just, there you go, David.
David?
Yeah, I believe me, I know all about all that stuff. People want to take you for your money, okay? But there's other people that need money. And so what you need to do is you need to figure out why. In fact, just this month, I had someone saying, "Can you help me out by doing this or doing that or whatever?" And my first response is, "Why?" And it doesn't matter if this is someone I've known for like 10 years. But I don't want someone to take money just for taking money and know that I'm going to give them more money next time. That's not going to happen with me. And so you have to hold people responsible. Why do you need it? Because you have to, whenever you give somebody money, the first thing you need to tell yourself is, I'm never going to see that money again. And on the same subject that we were going just before that, I had one guy working for me, and his work habits were going downhill. And, you had what they call critical conversations. And so I had a critical conversation with him. He said, "Well, it's my son. He's doing bad. They've held him back in school." And he kept going downhill. I talked to him again. And they held him back 2 grade levels. And I said, "Have you had him tested for gifted and talented?" He goes, "Why would I? He's dumb." I said, "You need to have him tested for gifted and talented." And the third conversation, I said, "Have you had it done?" Yes. He said, "Yes." He tested positive for gifted and talented, and they moved him up 3 grade levels. The problem is, in the way people teach here in the United States, they don't even teach, they indoctrinate in the United States now. But in teaching, they put people in certain categories, and they say, "You fit this category, you fit that category, you fit this category over here." And they don't really look at kids from what they can accomplish. Our son was tutoring 7th graders in algebra when he was in 1st grade. But that's because of the way we brought him up, but also because he wanted to learn. You have to have that want in there. And so he was gifted and talented all throughout school. But what we found out is from one of his teachers, I think it was 3rd grade or something like that, gifted and talented teacher, the only gifted and talented teacher we had that really understood it. She goes, "That classroom, you watch the kids, and they're like this. They're all over the place because they're all hyperactive. They're all thinking, the brain is always going. And instead of having their hands clasped on the desk like this, I'll be a sweet little kid." It's 2 different ways to go at it. And, so we're holding back kids in school sometime when we're labeling them stupid when they're really talented. And you have to be careful about that.
David, let me take this off for 1 second. Just what you're saying here, the law of attraction, going back to our law of attraction. Are we sort of, by us being the role model, like being integral and honest and transparent and all that, are we attracting those kind of people to us by being that way? Is that also the law of attraction, Yanni? Or is it just focused to getting something else? That's the law of it. What is the law of attraction then? Is it to actually getting more, or is it to actually attracting more by the way we are?
It depends on the energies and the thoughts that we project, and our beliefs as well, and what we project within the subconscious mind as well, what energies we're sending out. And again, certain people do come to us with, if they come for an intention or a reason, why have we attracted this situation within ourselves? So we have to look at ourselves and say, what is going on within me? I'm attracting these certain people within. It's a mind program. So it's shared memories, what is going on. So it's identifying, when you do identify, you're attracting these type of people. When you're aware of it, it's knowing why they come into my life, what is it they're looking for as well. It's knowing.
Exactly.
So
If people are coming to you for money and they're asking you to loan them money or whatever it is, what is happening there? What could be happening, Yanni?
Depends again. It's being aware if they're looking to take advantage of you, looking to take advantage of your good nature as well. They want to. If you know that they have no intention of paying you back, then again they're taking advantage of who you are. If you're a nice person, if you're good and you're giving all the time and you're giving without receiving back. So again, it's always about being aware. It's about being aware of why they're coming into your life.
You're attracting that kind of audience, and so how do you break that?
It's breaking the cycle, breaking the memory of what is going on within me, that I'm attracting this certain person within my life. So when you're aware that you're attracting these type of people, if you want to give it a word, then yeah, it's clearing the memory of what is going on within me, within my life. In the memory, it's a stuck memory. And this is with Ho'oponopono, the clearing the mind. It's knowing that I'm sorry for attracting this certain situation within my life. What is going on that I'm attracting this energy? Thank you for showing up again to give me an opportunity to release this memory. And then when we say I love you, we transmute the negative emotions and the memories that we attract. So everyone is a reflection of what is going on within me. It's being aware of why we're attracting certain situations within our lives.
Yeah, because sometimes we attract people as well. There are some people who just keep continually attracting the wrong person, so they say. And they just say, why am I always attracting? I always seem to attract the wrong people. Oh, what is that? How do we break that? I mean, how many people do we know? They've had numerous relationships, and they seem to get the same type of person. So they're attracting that same kind of person over and over again.
Yeah,
so
if you state the same affirmation all the time, you keep attracting the same. Subconscious mind just attracts and just manifests. The universe just attracts the same type of people. And shifting the belief, shifting the words of who you want to attract, what type of person you want to attract within your life. It's letting go of the memory again of what is going on, because we're stuck in that memory in the subconscious program that we keep attracting the same situations over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, any other thoughts on here, Steve? You got anything going on there? Attracting the wrong people, attracting.
Well, I mean, I don't know that there's any right nor wrong, because even like if we want to overcome a challenge, sometimes we may be faced with something that's quite difficult, and it's like everything is for the good, right? It's not like there's a good nor bad. If you want to become more resilient, you may face some of the hardest challenges you've ever faced. So it's all this perception, right? It's this idea of, I think we're on this life journey. And, if we're constantly facing a difficult person, well, it's because we don't have our stuff together, right? We don't perceive the person in a way that's healthy. So it's this idea of like, when I'm writing this book on setting boundaries, I didn't know how to set boundaries when I grew up, because we had a family that was enmeshed. We didn't, not very high emotional intelligence in it. And we all suffered. Every one of my brothers all had a very difficult first relationship. I mean, it was toxic. It was horrible. And so you learn to set boundaries, but when you first learn, just like learning to walk, you don't do it very well, right? You don't have those difficult communications. You don't know how to do that. So eventually you learn to set boundaries, right? And you set boundaries so that you can heal. And then after that, you don't really need the boundaries anymore, because you view a person a different way. So you don't view them as being so toxic. You just kind of view, well, this person either doesn't care, or they don't know, right? But it doesn't affect you, who you are. So you don't need those boundaries as much. So as far as like the manifestation part of it, I did see like patterns of people. And then when I thought that I had it, right, it's like, oh, I think I'm done with toxic people. One more toxic person comes into your life, and it's like, you have to just say, all right, well, one more test. I'm done with this. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether it's manifestation or whether it's this program of life or it's our perception. but we seem to operate in patterns. And until we have a shift in our energy, a shift in our perception, we will operate in these little circles of being. And then all of a sudden, when we get it, we'll kind of like move up to a little place of operation, and we'll have something else to work on. And I don't know, it's an enjoyable experience.
This was a question I was going to ask, something similar, Steve, to Yanni, because Yanni spoke about the spiritual aspect of, he works with the spiritual aspect of the law of attraction, so on. So my question is, are you attracting things that you have to deal with for you to actually transform or go higher or transcend it, whatever? Is this what we're talking about when you talk about spirituality? Are this law of attraction, is it all the challenges, all the tasks that it's coming to you, good and bad, I suppose, or is it just good for you to grow into something more?
Just being aware of what's coming into your life, and if you're aware, you can let go of the memory that keeps replaying and stuck in the subconscious mind, and why we keep attracting the same situations, especially when it's negative as well. And again, it's the affirmations that we state, it's what we affirm within. Again, the subconscious mind, it collaborates and it manifests, and it's all about being aware where what is going on, that I'm attracting these negative situations within my life, and breaking that pattern, breaking that habit, letting go of that belief that we're holding on to.
Tell us about some of your coaching. Can you share an experience, without names obviously, of someone who came to you and they had to break? I'm just trying to imagine, because someone keeps having the wrong relationship over and over again. Do they go through this life and then they go into another, after a next life, or whatever? Is that what we're talking about? 5 lives to get through this bad karma?
No, you can break the karma. You can break the karma in this life, but those that believe in karma and past lives, and I mean, I certainly believe it myself. Hence why we keep coming back over and over again when this lifetime's kind of experience of letting go of what is going on within our lives. And an experience I had with someone who's having a toxic relationship with someone, and she was living with a narcissistic, abusive partner, and was unable to shift out of and get away from that person because she wanted to change and leave, and she was scared and fearful. So focusing on her mindset and giving her the mantra of letting go of what is going on. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, over and over again, gave her the confidence and created that inner peace when she was at home and when she was experiencing the abuse and the narcissism. And she was feeling more relaxed and more calm, where she will sit on the stairs and just do the mantra and affirmation. And eventually she found the confidence within herself to actually leave the partner and find her own home and move away from that relationship.
And the next relationship was different. Do you know the continuation or not?
I never kept in contact. No, I never found out. No.
No, because my question was, has she gone back into like another relationship?
She was on dating apps. She was on dating apps, so she was actually looking thereafter. But I never kept in contact to find out whether she did find anyone else. So.
Yeah, because some of those things they keep repeating over and over again. They leave that relationship and then they go into another relationship that's just as toxic, and all people just keep losing their love. Debbie Sparkman writes something. What's she written here? Well, 2 messages. One, Debbie, the first one: if this worked, then Navalny would still be alive. That was talking about.
And that was when we were talking about wishing the law of attraction, something positive for someone else. That was when that conversation was going on. Right now, I have about the relationships. I have figured it out for myself, at least. I think that you have to love yourself first.
Yes.
Before you can expect someone else to love you. If you don't consider yourself worth being loved, why should someone else?
That's correct. I had when I was younger, had an apartment, and I had actually quite a few friends from church, and we were always doing stuff. But I had one. There was one woman, and she didn't have a whole lot of confidence in herself and stuff like that. And I asked her if she wanted to, clean my apartment once a week or something like that. And if you did, how much would you want? She said X amount of dollars. I said, well, I'll pay you 2X. And so she did that and did a great job. And she started building up confidence. And once she had the confidence, then, she'd start smiling. And that's the first thing. The first thing I noticed about anybody, male or female, is the eyes. The second thing I noticed is the smile. Eyes are the window to the soul, and the smile tells them how they feel about themselves. And so when you start getting to the point where I'm tired of what I've had, and you start putting the emphasis on yourself that I'm better than that, I can do better. And if you have that attitude that I can do better, you're going to do better. If you have the attitude of, well, I'm not worth a crap, you're always going to be worth a crap in other people's eyes. So you got to have the attitude that I'm going to be successful. I'm going to do this. I mentioned oil industry a while ago. It's
I think
up and down.
That attitude, David, it comes from also your, the nurture, the environment where you live as well, is the attitude, to life. And I think about myself. For years, I just wasn't enough. I didn't deserve anything because whatever I had was above me and I didn't deserve it. That's the way I saw things. And so whatever came my way, I refused it. And I became very sort of, intolerant, arrogant, and all this, because I just didn't think it wasn't me. It wasn't for me, because that's where I was brought up. You stand. Who do you think you are? Stay in your own. Stay in your place, and all that kind of stuff. So the wording and the attitude had to change. So yeah, it's the Yanni. So the mindset is changing. The mindset, right?
Yeah, our parents wouldn't let us be like that. We were very normal. I live in a very normal house. I don't live in a mansion. I don't live in a fancy house. It's very normal. Now, if you look on the outside, you'd say, oh, that's the 1980s house. You go on the inside, it's all antiques. And, so it's different. And we like it like that because we don't want, there's a economy crisis, a global economy crisis coming. And it's going to be coming really quick. And so what you don't want to do is you don't want to live in a lavish house where everybody wants to steal stuff from you, right?
No way. Listen, David, let me interrupt you. We're coming to the end. You're coming to the end. And I want to say goodbye to Yanni because he might just jump off. So, Yanni, thank you very much for your insights, your expertise on the law of attraction. Thanks everyone for coming along. I hope you guys are taking something away, at least a little bit of, it's not woo-woo stuff, but law of attraction, it requires effort and it's positive mindset and so on. So it's not just visualization and hoping. I'm recording the session, the webinar. So this is going to be on the YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it, Yanni, if you want to use it. Next week, we've got a person coming along who's going to be talking about mastering video, and the title is going to be A Blueprint for Entrepreneurs to Build Trust and Authority. So we're going to be talking to a person called Natasha, and she's a video sorceress.
Oh, cool.
So she's going to be talking about how we can actually promote ourselves, our business through video content. So if you're free and want to come along, do come along. So it's going to be on a Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. CET. Again, thank you very much. Thanks for coming along, and I hope this space is going to continue, and you all come along and bring your input.
Gary, I would interrupt you.
Yes.
I had one question. Is it possible to have some personal session with Yanni?
Sure.
Can you get in touch?
And listen, this is my space of bringing people together. Okay, then if someone wants to contact Yanni directly, or Debbie, or David, or Stephen, or Lenore, you can do that privately through LinkedIn, or write to me, and I'll give you the contacts, because maybe you don't have enough time at the moment. So of course you can. That's what it's all about. It's us coming together and sharing and And why not? That's our journey. Okay.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
actually write to me and I'll give you Yanni's contact and then you can take it from there.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Renato as well. Renato was on his iPhone. He hasn't come through on the, so thank you, Renato, as well. And hope to see you all next week. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.